I think they're ready for us out in Parma, so let's go and join our commentary team. Former Wales captain Siwan Lillycrap is alongside Dave Rogers. Hello there both.
Thank you very much, Kat. Hello and welcome everybody to the Stadio Sergio Lanfranchi, where we draw the curtain down on the 2025 Guinness Women's Six Nations. And after England and France provided an incredible spectacle at the Allianz Stadium yesterday, we are focused on the other end of the table. Sean Lynn has asked for an 80-minute performance, and if history tells us anything, both teams are going to need it. There have been some unbelievably close games between these two over the years, and a victory today will provide a springboard into a massive summer. But before the anthems, a minute's silence in memory of Pope Francis, who left us on April the 21st, aged 88. We remember him today with his own words. I encourage each of you to see sport as a path of life that helps you build a more supportive community and to carry forward the values of Christian life: loyalty, sacrifice, team spirit, commitment, inclusion, asceticism, redemption. Always give the best of yourself. I bless you with all my heart. A moment's silence in memory of Pope Francis.
Disse il Parma uno sport duro ma senza violenza.
Fratelli d'Italia, the brothers of Italy, sets the tone and the tempo of the day. But today it's the sisters who are looking to put on a show in the Parma sunshine. Familiar faces for Premiership women's rugby fans in the front row. Silvia Tirani, a Harlequin, and Sarah Say, an Ealing Trailfinder. It's a pack built on industry and hard yards. Sara Tunesi has the most dominant tackles in the tournament, and Jordana Duca leads the team for carries and tackles. Veronica Madia returns at 10. Her and Sofia Stefan, a halfback pairing with 150 caps between them, and they'll be engaging the box office back three amidst all the experience. There are nods to the future. Sarah Manini at 13, impressed in the under-20s festival, and she's graduated to the first team. For Wales, it's a first start to the tournament for Donna Rose at tight head in a front row with Pearce and Kelsey Jones. Top tackler of the Six Nations is Georgia Evans. She's back at number 8, having started at lock against Ireland. So Gwen Crabb is back in the starting lineup, packing down with Fleming in the engine room. The back line is unchanged from Ireland in round 4. Lakey George accompanying vice-captain Ciara Bevan at 9 and 10. Hannah Jones captains from outside centre. Caris Cox on the left wing has made more metres than anyone other than Ellie Kilden and Abby Dow. This hard, fast track should suit her down to the ground today. And Desiree Spinelli and Aaliyah Bitonci are other under-20s graduates in this team, as are Maisie Davis and Sian Jones. For Wales, having returned to the lineup last week, Alex Callender is poised and ready to go on the bench. Speaking of poised and ready to go, Sarah Cox of England is the referee today. The ARs, Maria Latos and Alexandra Ferret. The TMO, should they be required, Andrew McNenemy. So counting down to kick-off. The last opportunity for Wales to get a victory. The last time they were here, they recorded their record win over the Italians. If they do the same today, then they will leapfrog Italy and avoid the wooden spoon. If Italy continue their fine form and get their first victory in 3 games over Wales in the Six Nations, then it's Wales who will finish winless and bottom of the pile. A lot to play for. The stakes are high. As the curtain falls on one tournament, we start to look forward to the biggest one of them all, the World Cup, just months away. But right now, it is down to Lakey George to get us underway in the final game of the 2025 Guinness Six Nations. Wales in the red, Italy in the blue. And we say hello for the first time to former Wales captain Siwan Lillicrap. Siwan, conditions perfect, stakes high. Doesn't get much bigger and better than this, does it?
No, it doesn't. Last game of the championship, and the turf looks superb out there. The stadium's bouncing here in Parma. It's a huge game for both Wales and Italy. No one wants that wooden spoon going into World Cup here.
Well, Italy, true to form as they've knocked that ball on there, but they are the top carrying team in the tournament. Doesn't matter where they are on the field of play. They've got so many confident ball carriers who just love to get involved and cause damage. Yeah,
they've got lots of ball carriers out there, and top ball carrying team, the amount of meters they gain. They don't kick much, this Italian side. Maybe some kicks from 9 at the box, but they like to run everything. So probably a contrast to what Wales have been doing this championship so far.
So the first scrum of the game, Tirani, Bacchini and Seye in the front row for Italy. Gwen Pearce, Kelsey Jones and Donna Rose for Wales. The props will have all faced each other in Premiership Women's Rugby this year. Sylvia Tirani, as I mentioned, with Quinn Seye with Ealing Trailfinders, Donna Rose with Saracens, and Gwen Pearce with Sale Sharks. In it comes from Ciara Bevan. And Wales with their first attacking platform. Georgia Evans at the short side, back at number 8 today. Lakey George thinks about popping that off to Neumann, but takes it in herself. Donna Rose in the red and white scrum cap with her first carry. Courtney Keat in at first receiver. Jones gets met in midfield. Great line speed from Sarah Manini. The Colorno inside centre. And Jazz Joyce. That stop and go that she's brought back to 15s from 7s doesn't always work, and it's good line speed from the Italians. They force Wales all the way back from just outside the 22 to the halfway line.
Yeah, it's a good 30-metre gain from the Italian defence there. Line speed, putting pressure on Wales from an edge.
Alisa Dinka wearing 11, but out there on the right wing, part of this Very dangerous, much talked about back three with Muzzo and Ostoni Minuzzi at 15. Sophia Stefan. Sale Sharks, number 9, kicks that one only as far as Jazz Joyce, who's got a lot of strapping on that left leg. That's one to keep an eye on. So Wales win the penalty, Italy not rolling away.
Here's a good attack back from Jazz there. She backed herself. And you always think about that battle of the halfway line. Good take. And then you see there, beating 1-2 defenders, leg drive through and gets over that halfway line, putting pressure on Italy, and they get awarded the penalty.
Shaky George finds touch, so a first line out for Wales. Great to see so many travelling supporters as well. The green, white and red of the Italian flag we expect to see here, but plenty of red dragons draped in the stands too. Caris Cox. And Georgia Evans, Wales's top carrier in this tournament. Now Hannah Jones with a little dart, only half a gap for her to go through. But good patient phase play, Abby Fleming. Bevan gets there quickly, George goes cross field, it's over the top of Mardia, but beats Caris Cox.
It's good phase play by Wales there. What I'm liking, the forwards getting over the gain line. Nice little option, really. There's a bit of a disconnect in that Italian defence. You've seen it between the 13, Shillery, and the edge winger. But just maybe the kick was overcooked a little bit. But good variation in the Wales attack.
You've just all closed the gap there. Stay on your mark and then they'll set that gap. Are you in or out? Then drop out.
Oh, Vicini, was that a dummy throw? Well, it was certainly a knock-on.
All the territory in possession this first opening 4-5 minutes, Dave, has been in Wales's half. Applying pressure at that line out. Good attacking opportunity here. 15 metres from the touchline on the 22.
Well, nobody on the short side for Wales. So Shaky George waiting at first receiver. He's got Hannah Jones and Courtney Keat loitering around. And then Caris Cox in midfield and Lisa Neumann hanging out on the right edge.
Yeah, we're going to see Courtney Keat come short here, try and engage the 10 or 12, get a bite.
Use the ball.
Good scrum from Wales as well. Georgia Evans told to use it, and she does. Bevan, George to the line. Now Jazz Joyce steps and gets away. Joyce into the 22, picks it up and goes again. And wins some good field position for Wales. Beth Ann Lewis, Gloucester Hartbury open side. Started every game in this tournament. And then Gwen Pearce. George again, the inside ball to Georgia Evans.
No, let go.
Until he called off that ball as they were searching for the jackal, going pretty hard after these breakdowns. Jones, oh, great line speed and a brilliant tackle.
That's a great collision.
Jones, the captain, Donna Rose. Now Joyce. Not having a lot of joy in getting in behind Italy so far. Resolute in defence. Gwen Crabb back in the starting 15 today. Another carry from Evans. Kelsey Jones was loitering or searching for the interception, but the ball goes out to Caris Cox. Unbelievable strength from Cox, who gets the offload away, but Giordana Duca is there to snaffle it for Italy. But a bludgeoning run at the left-hand side.
She's been outstanding, hasn't she, Dave? Wales is probably best player of the campaign, not just back. She's been a threat. The amount of line breaks she's had this tournament, and again, looking deadly on that edge for Wales, Caris Cox.
Well, her stats are incredible. She's third for metres gained. I mentioned she's only behind Ellie Kilden and Abby Dow. She's second for line breaks and second for offloads, and she's done both there. She's got rid of Stefan.
That's two defenders beaten, isn't it? And taking a third with her. That's the type of attacking play you want. Look at the intent here. Sit Stefan down, fend, and then keeps the ball alive, and then the pressure's on Italy.
There's Courtney Keat. Went a good line, had to take that behind her. The Italians thought that pass was forward. Officials disagree. Georgia Evans, Wales back in the 22, but no points to show for it yet. Approaching 8 minutes, and it's been all Wales. George. Nice ball to Bethan Lewis. Slow progress, but progress nonetheless for Wales. Pearce.
I feel like tips are on, Dave, because they're flying out of the line.
Well, that's what they're going for, and it's bobbled to Neumann. And Italy not rolling away. Another penalty for Wales, and Kira Bevan wanted to go quickly there, but the corner might be a more sensible option.
I agree, corner is a sensible option. There's 2 Italian players down out here. They've been defending for the opening 8 minutes of this game. They're applying a lot of line speed and pressure. Is this Italian side?
I feel as though, just shy of 9 minutes in, both teams will be quite glad of a break. It's been played at a pretty hectic pace. The conditions are good today. Temperature around 20 degrees as we take a look at the territory there. Wales on top, but very little breeze out there. It's a really fast track, and if it continues to be played at this pace, there are going to be some tired legs and lungs out there.
Absolutely. It is quite warm here in Parma as well, isn't it? But that first 8-9 minutes, ball in play has been high. Lots of phases, to be fair to Wales, they're going through. But like I mentioned, I feel like the tip is on because of the pressure Italy are bringing. If forwards can hold their feet, there's a bit of a seam then to play short or go out the back.
What Wales will want is to get something from this. The lineouts in the 22, they were fruitful against France a few weeks ago, led to 2 tries, could have led to 3 had Courtney Keats not been chalked off.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Wales's maul has been good, but so is Italy's as well. So it's a good contest here.
First job done. Kelsey Jones finds the target, then takes her place at the back of the maul. It's over the line. Is it down? Sarah Cox takes a good look and awards the try. Nine minutes of pressure for Wales. And the first try.
It's great play by Wales. Really good composure, really good execution. From the line out, set piece, clinical, to their setup, their build in their maul. They're going only one way, and that's towards the try line. That's a good finish in the end by Kate Williams, I think it was.
Yeah, Kate Williams in amongst the melee. And Kira Bevan, first kick of the match. 7 successful conversions in the tournament so far. That one just drifts across the face, but 10 minutes gone. Italy 0, Wales 5.
And they deserve to be 5 points up. It's been all Wales. We've seen the stats of the possession and territory pop up on our screens a few minutes ago. It's been all red. It's been all the women in red. So they deserve to get on that scoreboard. And here we see it. Great execution of that line out. Look at their build, composure here. And they come straight through the middle. The Italians are a little bit disjointed in that maul defence. Is that an opportunity for Wales to continue striking? That's a great finish by the Welsh forwards.
Madia with the left boot gets us back underway. And that's a really clean exit from Kira Bevan and Wales.
Really good composure again. Clean take from the kickoff. Finds Bevan and a good clearance kick. And then we see the Wales finish again. It's a great start. But like Sean Lynn mentioned in his interview, they've always started well, but can they keep it going past 50 minutes now?
Giordano, the line-out target, the captain for Italy, who used Scorbini to punch a hole in midfield. Penalty advantage, so Stefan with a little snipe. That ball's gone forward.
Number 6.
Kay Williams not rolling away there. Don't know if she was caught in that tackle. Bit of a coach killer though, isn't it? Straight after the try. Letting Italy get back into this game. They've spent no time in this half.
We've talked about Wales' success from the maul, and you've already mentioned Italy's, and this is going to be their first opportunity to build from the set piece.
She gets pinned there, doesn't she, Kate? Chivalry, tactics.
Straight in, knee on the back, you've got no chance.
You're not getting anywhere.
Well, if you come dressed as a superhero, you've got to play like one, and that's Michaela Sillery today. Oh, great line, but a brilliant tackle. And it's Kate Williams again this time. She does roll away. And Italy into the 22. Wales over that ball and winning the turnover. Abby Fleming straight over it.
I think it was Gwenny P, Gwenllian Pierce.
Sorry, Gwen.
But great, and that's what she does, you know. She's a loose head prop, but she's a great player around the park as well. She gets herself in a great profile then. Well, it all comes from the tackle though, doesn't it?
There's been a lot said about the experienced players for Wales and how their positions aren't guaranteed. And when you look at Pearson and Jones and Rose, 150 caps between the front row, best part of, and they need big performances from the big players.
Wait, stop!
End over end kick received by Muzzo. She loves a counter-attacking run, and Wales will have to have their wits about them here. Muzzo into Gwen Crabb. And another penalty for the same thing. Sarah Cox has been pretty hot on that. Mardia receives the kick, looks for options and finds one. Italy tearing towards the 22 through Scorbini. Quick ball for Stefan. A massive gap to kick into here. And it sits up, but not quite enough for Elisa Dinka. But the first warning signs from this lethal Italian backline.
And Wales have allowed them in. We spoke about discipline pre-game. And it's 2 penalties for not rolling away in Wales. But look at this kick. Outstanding work by Madia. But if I'm being critical, if she looked up, she had a loose head prop in front of her in Gwenllian Pierce.
Well, if it comes off and it sits up and Dinka scores...
I won't be saying that.
And that is not a great line out, and that is very nearly an immediately dreadful result for Wales. But what a chance now for Italy to come straight back. Veronese. Oh, has that gone forward? Yes, it has. Big let-off there. Big let-off for Wales.
Big let-off. And credit to Kira Bevan. Her reaction time there off that funny line out. Phase before we've seen her make that tackle, but the pressure then from Wales causes Italy to spill that ball, but still pressure on this Wales side. They're 5 meters out. It's a big exit ahead.
What has happened here? Oh, it's just a bit of a pause from Kelsey Jones, and chaos ensues.
I tell you what, Dave, the in-goal try area doesn't look very deep.
No.
Hence why George can't kick straight off this scrum. There's not enough space there. So they're going to have to play a phase first. It's a really small try line to dead ball area.
It's a bit more like a rugby league pitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of that depth. Especially when you compare it to somewhere like Murrayfield, where it feels like it's about 25 meters.
Yeah. It's one of the smallest I've seen, actually, because the pitch is pretty big, but the try line to in goal is quite small. So big carry off the base of the scrum here, Wales be looking for.
Yes, please.
Again, solid scrum. And it is Georgia Evans from the base, straight down Madia's channel to create the opportunity to exit. And it's a charge down. Flaky George and Wales in trouble. But instead, Hannah Jones is going to try and run this out. Neumann swallowed up by a couple of defenders. Big pressure coming on from Italy. And Veronese very nearly making the turnover. Such an awkward kick to deal with, and Ostuni Manuzzi has to allow it to bounce. Jazz Joyce chases but misses the tackle. And Italy finally getting the volume of this crowd behind them too, as Duca goes forward and offloads as well. Beautiful handling, and Veronese offloads to Sofia Stefan, and Italy are under the posts. A glorious try in the glorious sunshine, and a wonderful way to open their account for the afternoon.
They've been pressing now, Dave, for the last 7-8 minutes since that Wales try. But Wales have allowed them in. 2 penalties on the bounce, not rolling away. Charge down kick. You can't kick loosely to this Italian back three. Their counter-attack is dangerous. And they've got big ball carriers, and like we're seeing them here, keeping the ball alive. They don't kick much, offload, support play. They're causing Wales problems this last 8 minutes.
Silari on kicking duty today. Drives that through from under the post, and Italy lead for the first time. 18 minutes gone, 7 points to 5. And a few warning signs for Wales. A few gaps appearing, and Italy starting to thrive.
You can see the confidence building in this Italian side, the way they're playing. But I'm going to repeat myself, it's come from Wales' ill-discipline. Allowed Italy back in. It was all at Wales for the opening 10 minutes.
Well, the penalties that have been awarded for not rolling away tells us that Sarah Cox wants a fast game on a fast track, and there are going to be opportunities for both teams. But again, the confidence of Italy, taking that to the middle of the pitch, so it'll be at least one more phase, maybe 2, before they decide to kick, if they decide to kick.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Running it out from their 22, 4-5 phases now. If they are going to kick, there'll be a box, no doubt, from Stefan.
Use it!
Sends that up as a kick to compete as well. George underneath it. Does well, but look how quickly Say arrives, searching for that turnover and winning it.
It's the reaction time, isn't it? We could see who was coming in the box from here. And you can hear Sarah Cox clearly saying, in the side, off your feet. Has come from, retreating from that box. Here we see a good take by George. But we're slow getting there. I think it's Beth Lewis then. Comes in the side and off her feet with a mat, trying to be urgent because Italy win the race, the breakdown initially.
Vecchini just inside the 22. Picks out Duca. And Italy go to them all. Very effective, moving forward, winning the penalty advantage. And since the Wales try, the momentum has shifted enormously.
The pressure is mounting. You can see the confidence in this Italian side, and they're doing exactly what they've done last week against France. They kind of double bank down one edge of that maul. Stack players, find that edge. And then once it's moving, it's hard to stop. And they get the penalty off the back of it. Tough place for Wales to be now, 5 meters out.
Vecchini. Oh, it doesn't look straight. but it's been knocked on. Of course, Wales not competing, so the straight throw, not an issue. Kira Bevan shaping for the box kick. She needs to be wary of the try line, because of course if the ball goes beyond the try line, the offside line no longer exists and Italy can dot it down. But given the difficulty Wales had in exiting last time, that box kick probably more beneficial than the scrum.
Definitely right option. They weren't far off the try line, like you mentioned, Dave. With the end goal area being so small, it's really hard to pull that back for George to make that kick, because you don't want the ball in the air long. It's a right option for Kira Bevan to take that box.
So Vicini, the line-out throw is not going great, but finding their way to the target this time. Tackle! Really good tackle, just to try and slow Italy down, because they do not show signs of slowing down otherwise. Back into the 22 they go. Pick from Vicini, she's in acting scrum half. Nice offload from Tunesi. Bethan Lewis off her feet. Just over-committing. And these are some of the mistakes that Sean Lynn talked about. Players trying to solve problems that aren't theirs to solve.
It's desperate times, it feels like. And you can hear Sarah Cox clearly say there, no, no, your hands are on the floor first. Good chop by Kira Bevan. The Italian player does well to move the ball away, and therefore Bethan Lewis's hands go on the floor first before getting to the ball. Duca, the Italian player, the work on the floor, the importance of moving the ball.
We saw the penalty count there, 3-4. But that's sometimes a misnomer. It's where the penalties are being conceded, isn't it? And Wales are conceding them pretty much in the red zone and inviting more pressure in key areas of the pitch.
Yeah, spot on, Dave.
Just another look at the opening try. When it was all rosy for the visitors, they dominated the first 10 minutes. Italy dominated the second 10, and this is where we find ourselves, a 2-point game.
An interesting Italy's decision here. Seeing Italy's try on our screens, but they've decided to go for sticks. Take the 3 points that are potentially available. Just shows the importance of this game, Dave, and how important 3 points are going to be. Both teams will not want to finish with a wooden spoon first and foremost. Secondly, both teams want to start gaining some momentum ahead of Rugby World Cup and their pre-games this summer. It's a huge game, a lot at stake for both teams this afternoon.
And 3 points can be so important as well. As we've already mentioned, 6 of the last 7 games between these teams have been decided by a converted try or less.
Yeah.
Most recently in WXV2, Italy, who've made a bit of a mess of regaining that kickoff. They won the last game 8-5 in WXV2. Before that, Wales edged a close one at the end of the Six Nations last year, and then here in Parma it was a comprehensive victory for Wales. But with that in mind, I mean, form is relevant, but there's always that psychological thing. We're going to be in an arm wrestle today, we're going to be in a battle today, let's take the points, let's grind a win.
And do you know what, that's what's brilliant about the Six Nations now, Dave. Like, we've seen 2 competitive games yesterday.
God, boy oh boy did we.
Yeah.
Wow.
England and France. France taking England to the wire. Scotland and Ireland. Scotland scoring when the clock is in red. It was 19-all until that point. The competitiveness of this game today. It's really exciting stuff in the women's game.
Kira Bevan, Flaky George, Wales with a little bit of territory, using Jazz Joyce on the short ball for the first time, really, since they've scored the opening try. Sillery with the tackle. Again, line speed, Giordano. Very quick indeed. Courtney Keat. Kate Williams out there on the edge, just trying to tidy things up. not particularly sharp from Wales, and this is the point of the game. Again, going back to Sean Lynn's words in the build-up, they start well, then they drop off, and that initial sharpness, those big carries, those quick hands have just betrayed them in this period. So where can they get the go forward? Where can they get the invention, or are they going to be up against it on the counter-attack now?
All just felt a little bit lateral then, didn't it? Not really threatening the Italian defence. Just got to remain patient. This Italian defence are coming hard, so they either need to come short of Wales getting over that gain line, punching through, or hold their feet a little bit more to get to the edge, to allow their wingers to have one-on-one opportunities. It's a little bit in between at the moment.
You've captained a Wales team, as we're just taking a look at the total passes there. I think Wales 66 to Italy 30 does show that they are attempting to move the Italians around, whereas Italy have got those direct physical ball carriers. But when changes like that need to be made, when you need to make clear and clinical decisions, how do you go about doing that? Is that a couple of players in the team, the leaders, taking actions, or is it words from the leaders? How does it come to fruition?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the captain needs to orchestrate it really and have a feel for the game, and then call upon the rest of your leadership groups, and that might be attack lead, half-backs, defence lead, set piece. How's that going? But, you know, there's been a couple of downtimes in this game as well, with a couple of injuries. You know, having a feel of what's going on, and really for me, it was Wales' discipline, as you mentioned, Dave, in key areas that allowed Italy into the game. So that's the type of thing I would have been speaking about, is how do we better that discipline and make sure we don't let Italy in, because the pressure was on Italy. Wales started really well.
Bit of confusion there about whose ball it was. Kira Bevan thought she pulled a fast one, but Sophia Stefan puts the ball in as Wales try and turn the screw at scrum time, but Italy immediately just looking to cut loose. There's so much energy about the way they're carrying the ball. Stefan has got a pretty heavily strapped leg herself, that right leg around the knee. Sends this one up. Muzzo gives chase, as does Turani. Oh, Jazz Joyce has kept hold of that, and Tunisi has left one on it. It's good strength from Joyce. Georgia Evans. 12 minutes to go until half-time. Flaky George sends up a beautiful spiral bomb that Stuni Minuzzi makes a real mess of, and then a knock-on becomes a penalty. That's a real error from Sarah Manini.
Jazz Joyce done well there to beat the first defender, get a little half break on the second one, put pressure on Italy, and then George's beautiful spiral bomb. So hard to take those kicks are. And if you're going to kick to this back three, that's what you need to do.
And then the knock-on becomes a penalty because Sarah Manini is in front of the ball. I've got no idea why she's played that. Travelling supporters, very vocal, fun in the sun, and why not?
Not a bad trip for our travelling supports to Parma here in Italy.
Yeah, not bad at all. Bethan Lewis, the target again. Kelsey Jones on the ball. Kira Bevan wants it. Vecchini making a nuisance of herself, and Wales are going to need to produce this ball. I think Italy have done enough to force the scrum. It was patient, it was accurate, and it's very well defended by the Italians.
Much better defence from the Italian driving maul there. You could see the maul Much better defence from the Italian driving maul there. You could see the maul had flipped, and you could see Kira Bevan trying to get to the ball, but because it rotated so much, Italians were on it. Frustrating there from Wales. They would have wanted to double down on their previous maul in this position.
So while we wait for the scrum, Shu, and of course we've got some people here who might just tune in for the international rugby, might be new to the sport. Can you just explain to them what happens there in that maul and why it is Italy's ball as a result?
So the maul rotated and Italy got amongst the ball, but the ball went to the ground. And basically, when the maul then goes to the ground, it's not a ruck, and you can stop the ball from being played. So they're just going to suffocate the ball in that instance to allow Wales to play. And if the ball can't be found, then it's opposition put in.
So it rewards the defending team.
Yeah.
And trust me, it is not as easy as it looks as well. It requires amazing technique, amazing strength. And Lisa Neumann has just put her foot on the wrong side of the paint there. She was thinking about the counter-attack. Had this ball gone out, it would have been Wales' ball, but just that right boot on the touchline means this will be an Italian throw-in.
It's a great box kick, isn't it, by Stefan. Credit where it's due. That is on the money, it's right on the line. It forces Neumann to make a decision. But there, it's communication as well. Is that going out? It's 50-50. It's a great kick by Stefan. And she the only player that's kicked so far for Italy this afternoon?
Not from penalties, yeah. We've got Sillari on place kicks. We've got Ostuni Minuzzi kicking for the corner, and then Sofia Stefan largely kicking to compete, but that time just an excellent clearance right on the money.
So anything in phase play has come through Stefan, isn't it? So when the ball's being played edge to edge, likelihood Stefan is gonna box. There's a great kick by the 9 for Italy.
As the boot was on the paint, this will be a Wales line-out.
Yeah. Because technically it's gone straight into touch. Probably the confusion was because Neumann ran it back in field, not realising she was out.
More good line-out ball. Other than that one in the 22, the line-out has run pretty well for Wales. Hannah Jones with quick gain line, Claykie George, and then Jazz Joyce. Joyce attacks the 22, needs to stay in field, and was just about kept that in field, but the turnover is good. And Italy defending their 22 very, very well in the second quarter of this match.
Yeah, they have. They're hungry. They're winning races. Joyce takes the outward arc, tries to keep it alive. Cox has to fall for it on the floor, but then Jazz has been taken into touch.
Well, Cox has come from out to in to keep that ball in, but Italy have done exactly the same again, and are just marching their way up the field with jackal penalties. Now Stefan's on the move. Lovely hands again, Scorbini. Oh, out of the back door, and it's gone forward. But the endeavour from Italy, the speed and the tempo, Wales don't have an answer.
Yeah, credit to Italy, their speed and tempo, keeping the ball alive, the little out-the-back ball. Gwen Crabb is on the floor there after making a tackle, so maybe that then fumbles the Italian attacker. But at the moment, penalties in that contact area, in that breakdown area, are really costly for Wales in attack and defence. Italy are winning those races to those breakdowns, causing Wales problems.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Steady!
And it's Georgia Evans, this time with a touch up the short side. Flaky George tries to release the speed. There is a toe on the paint this time. Wales trying to go on the first phase and Cox into touch.
Not much space on that edge there. Probably a bit uncharacteristic for Cox. He's been Wales's best player, but got a cut earlier there. There was no space. The Italian defenders coming across.
Vecchini. More good line-up ball. Duca is the target. Lovely pick-up on the half volley. Not an easy touch. Georgia Evans trying to hold that ball up, but Manini can find the floor. Big shot. That's Lewis and Kelsey Jones. Lovely footwork from Stefan. And now the hands. Turani tries to open that cat flap. Kept in by Ostoni Minuzzi. Just out into touch. You mentioned earlier the tip might be on for Wales, but the way Italy are throwing these kinds of offloads, and quite a lot of them sticking as well, it's great to watch and a nightmare to defend.
It is a nightmare to defend because you're marking the player, but also marking the ball. And they're offloading games, and no wonder with how they're playing this afternoon, they're one of the biggest passing sides in this competition, and we're seeing it.
Gwen Crabb the target. Kate Williams the acting scrum half. Flaky George the clearance kick. It's a little bit loose. It finds its way to Ostuni Minuzzi. A good chase from Wales. Donna Rose. That's that extra bit of drag alongside Kate Williams. Chip into space. Jazz Joyce is there, but it sits up and it's batted back and it sticks. Oh, it's gone forward again. And one of these days, it is going to stick for Italy, and we're going to see something special.
Yeah, they've evolved their game massively, Dave, over the last few years, and it's an exciting brand to watch. They've got deadly back three players, good kickers. Stefan at 9 is dangerous, and they've got the Maverick to come on as well in Rigoni. But Wales are under pressure, aren't they?
Do you think that evolution is down to trying to really carve out a style of play that is sustainable for Italian rugby, or do you just think it's down to the players that they've got currently and how they can make the best of those?
I think it's probably a combination of both, Dave, you know, with that kind of ball alive, moving the ball, high ball in play. You can develop a game with whatever size kind of players you've got coming through. But you look at their front row, they've got dynamic front row in Tirani. And they almost play like back rowers, so you've got extra players on the field, so keeping the ball alive, suffocating sides. It's a good tactic by the Italians.
Wales scrum on top there, winning the penalty. And I think both Wales and Italy will be very pleased with how their age group sides have progressed. The Italian under-20s in the under-20s summer festival, the inaugural festival last year, undefeated. And the under-18s doing well in Wellington a couple of weeks ago. Your under-18s doing pretty well too, Shuan. Undefeated. Defence is on top.
Yeah, and you know, we had 3 draws at the under-18s, 1 loss, 1 win. The loss was against France, whose pathway seems to be thriving the most in world rugby, but huge talent coming through. And what I'm seeing now is I feel like a bit more of an even playing field across the board, Dave.
Kelsey Jones, Wales into the 22. Another good liner, another good maul, and an opportunity before half-time to get back on the scoreboard. Kira Bevan, lateral, Neumann off her wing. Oh, and a knock-on. Just brings that to a close. So with your under-18s team then, obviously it's a long time before the vast majority of those are physically ready for senior rugby. So what happens now? How do you get them game ready to play in the Celtic Challenge or to play in Premiership Women's Rugby or Buck Super Rugby or whatever the next step is for them?
I think the programmes have evolved so much over the years, Dave, so seeing difference in performance now because there's an established Welsh College League in Wales. Girls are playing week in, week out, got robust programmes there. On top of that, the player development centres which are up and running, so 16, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, again, quality training week in, week out. Not just with the rugby sense, but the physical development sense. So when they reach this international stage, the gap is not as big as it used to be, so hopefully it's preparing them for the next level of rugby. But in the women's game, where it's currently at, I think we'll see players transition faster than we do in the men's game at present.
Well, as we've mentioned, we're already seeing it in these squads. Players from the under-20s making an impact for both Italy and Wales, and yesterday for France, Kelly RB, the 19-year-old winger, was outstanding, and she was phenomenal in that under-20s tournament, and she's just another really bright prospect for the future of women's rugby.
Yeah, it's exciting. Youngsters coming on the scene and having big impacts in international sides. So we've seen an evolution of the women's game over the last 2 or 3 years, really, since most sides become professional. We're going to see another surge of evolution as these youngsters continue to come through.
Loose line out, Clicky George on the bouncing ball. It's been kicked forward and John Rose dives on it. Last few seconds of the half. Well, a penalty for Wales, and Kira Bevan wanted to go. Talk about Wales' ill-discipline. It's Italy's ill-discipline here. They're inviting Wales on. They've defended 2 driving mauls well. They've turned the ball over once. They've forced a knock on the other time.
It's a great kick. Really good kick by George. Put Wales 5 metres out there.
Clock in the red. Italy 10, Wales 5. Last act of a first half that has swung one way, then the other, and only produced 2 tries. It is the boots of Michaela Sillery that separates the teams at the moment. What can Kelsey Jones and co say about this? It's good line-out ball. The maul's called. Italy trying to come through and spoil. First job done for Italy. It's well defended, but it's a pick and it's a go and it's towards the line, and Wales 1 metre short of levelling this game. They've got another penalty should they need it, but they'll hope they don't. Wales so close to levelling. Italy throwing bodies at defence. Another penalty advantage. Gwen Pearce for the line, over the line. Wales level with the clock in the red at the end of the half. Gwen Pearce again. And once again, it is the line out. It is the forward pack that wrestle Wales back into contention. And a conversion to come that could see them leading after 40 minutes in Parma.
If there's anyone you want carrying from inches from the try line, it is that woman, Gwenllian Pearce. She's a great ball carrier. Look at her profile, nice and low. Ball straight for the line. When you're that far away from the line, you've just got to get low, and that's what that woman does. Wales, though, good patience there, Dave. Maul didn't quite work out. Maul goes down by Wales, but then the forwards get into work, building, creeping forward, and get the reward at the end of it.
Kira Bevan for the lead. Splits the uprights. Well, Sean Lynn asked for an 80-minute performance. The team have given him 40. They bookended that half with tries. First from Kate Williams, then from Gwen Pearce. In between, Sofia Stefana got on the end of a beautiful Italian try. They couldn't let their pressure really stick. Italy will feel as though they should be leading. It's Wales that are leading. Half-time here in Parma. It's Italy 10.
Puts defences on the back foot, and then they've got to capitalise on it. So I think they've been shown little glimpses. You know, Sean Lynn's very big on his, can the team adapt from learning moments? They've been given them. Let's see if they can make the adaptation.
Cup rugby, says Sean Lynn. This is Cup rugby, 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think his team talk half-time. I think he'll be happy because after that first Welsh try, they were under an awful lot of pressure until the last 5 minutes. So to go in a half-time, leading 12-10, you know, I think he'll be quietly happy.
Let's go back then to Parma. They are ready for us for the second half. Let's go and rejoin Siwan Lee and Dave Rogers.
Veronica Mardia gets the second half underway. The biggest 40 minutes of Sean Lynn's short tenure. Here is the man in charge of Wales, and Flaky George keeps that one in field. James Hook was just talking about kicking discipline and not kicking it to this dangerous back three, but Kira Bevan composed there, and Jazz Joyce into Sarah Say. We were hoping that this would be a great contest. So many great contests between these two teams over the years. Francesca Granzotto has come on at half-time in place of Alisa Dinka.
No, stop. No, stop.
Sarah Cox has given Italy every opportunity to stop. They did stop. And they'll have the put in at the scrum here as that one is knocked on by Flaky George, who was thinking about the kick before she'd made the catch. So yeah, 2 points in this one. Just run you through the recent results. We've talked about them already, but in WXV2 in October, Italy 8, Wales 5. In the Six Nations in 2024, Wales 22, Italy 20 in Cardiff. In April 2023, that's the outlier, Italy 10, Wales 36. The year before that, Wales 8, Italy 10, Wales 15, Italy 19, Italy 3, Wales 3. These one-score games following these two teams around. And when Wales do have joy in them, it tends to be on Italian soil. The lead's already changed hands 3 times in this game. How many more will it in this second half? First attack of the half for Italy. No! From the scrum, Sofia to Stefan, the try scorer, lovely ball to Scorbini. And Italy on the front foot. Veronese patched up at half-time. And Stefan, she's got Tunesi as an option. Tunesi, beautiful offload, but knocked on. Oh, freeing the hands incredibly. And Wales looking to bravely run it out in the same way that Italy do. Oh, Giordana Duca. If that sticks, then Italy are in. And Shuan, that is 3 or 4 times now Italy have been one offload away from a glorious try.
Yeah, they're trying it, aren't they? They're really good. You've seen Tunesi there. Busts between 2 defenders. That cat flap then frees her arm to release. See there, the total discs, kicks, distances. Trying to merge 2 words.
I think what's interesting about that stat as Silari steps into Wales is that's evidence of the different kicking game, isn't it? Italy, 20 metres per kick, looking for those kicks to compete, to try and win back territory, whereas Wales going for distance.
Yeah, contrast really in game plan, Dave there.
Ball whipped across by Mardia. And options in midfield. Stefan, Mardia back in position. Scorbini out of the back. There are extra numbers for Italy, but Wales resolute. Oh, another tip and half a gap. Nice hands from Turani. And Stefan, no look pass inside, it's a good one. And that offload does stick. Here's Muzzo. Oh, back on her feet, bounces that off Silari's chest. And again, Wales hanging by a thread here as Italy surge through.
Yeah, Stefan is so lively around that breakdown. Same kind of offload to Scorbini again. But then Muzzo, look at the work to get back to her feet and present, and then looking for that offload to Shillery. Doesn't quite come off. But Dave, how many times hasn't it come off? One of these is going to stick. Wales need to play in the right areas.
Well, it's decision-making for Italy, isn't it? Because Muzzo's gone to ground here. Sillery's arrived. Not sure she's expecting that offload, but another few phases.
Yeah.
4.5 minutes of the second half gone. Kelsey Jones, uncontested line out. George drives that into the deep. It's taken by Grontozzo. First touch for her, she is quick. She's versatile back as well, as is Alia Bitonci, both capable of playing scrum half and in the back three. It's not an easy take for Jazz Joyce. That was really swirling. A lot of space here and a beautiful spiral from Fakey George. A great strike, and now the chase. And Karis Cox puts the pressure on, but the touchline beats everyone. And I'm intrigued by how often Fakey George plugs that corner, because there's a little slope going into that corner. And it's the same slope that she'll have kicked time and time again at the 4Ed Stadium at Hartpury University, where she'll have played a lot of rugby for Gloucester Hartpury.
100%. There's a lovely spiral kick, cross field. Great take from Jazz Joyce. George is behind her, plenty of time on the ball, and nails, executes that kick. It kicked almost a touch too soon into touch, but it was pinpoint perfect from George.
Good line out ball, under pressure from Wales. Veronese again wins the contact. Gwen Crabb tackles her opposite number, Duca. And Stefan sets for the box kick. George underneath it. Better take this time, and now Jazz Joyce. Italian defenders up into the line as Neumann drifts across. Neumann. A little bit slower than Wales would like. Bethan Lewis into two defenders. Duca, one of them. We'll get a lot of joy out of a collision with her. And often in this middle third, this is where it gets a little bit sticky.
Yeah, it doesn't. Credit to Italy, their defence has been really, really good. Wales struggling to really get gain line.
Oh, that ball bounces, nearly taken on the full by Neumann, but now she's off her wing, so there could be space for Muzzo and Italy to exploit. That tip out of the back, and now a gap for Veronese. Another offer goes to ground, but that one goes backwards. Turani and Seye. She's in at scrum half. These big Italian ball carriers really finding joy, marching forward in this second half. Oh, the timing of the pass, exceptional. Scored Beanie. It's a little advantage, so a speculator into space. Granzotto. Tackle on Joyce. And a penalty here for the Italians.
Yeah, offside. One sure that penalty was for Georgia Evans. Just heard Sarah Cox come through. 8 offside. But this is a great read by Kelsey Jones. I know Georgia Evans is offside. But watching ball, that's what Italians have done really well. And as you can see from that clip, they don't just tip early. They take the ball to the line, to the defensive line, and tip on the gain line. So connections in Wales' defence has got to be spot on. And Jones makes a great read then. It's a good collision. But unfortunately for Wales, Georgia was just offside. And an opportunity now for Italy to go ahead.
Sillery knocking on for 250 points now in an Italian jersey. This would take her up to 8 today, and it would take Italy up to 13. The lead changes hands for the 4th time in 48 minutes, and Italy edge ahead in this fascinating arm wrestle.
It is a fascinating arm wrestle, and I think the arm wrestle is going to continue, Dave. I think we're going to see a few more backs and forths in the remaining 30 minutes of this game. There's momentum swingers every 10 minutes or so, but this is the interesting bit now. The impact players.
So Gwen Crabb off, Alex Callender on. So we'll keep an eye on what that means at scrum time, but we can assume that Georgia Evans will probably move up to the second row. And this calendar, foot injury, kept her out of the end of the PWR season and the beginning of this Six Nations season. There's been a clash between two Wales players there. They're still down on the ground as Lakey George takes that kick on the bounce. It's Kelsey Jones limping back into position, and Georgia Evans has stayed down. We've just mentioned her and a potential positional change. They will not want to lose her. Kira Bevan. That's hung in the breeze here, batted back. A lovely touch by Sofia Stefan. And Ostuni Manuzzi. Oh, can't get away, but can get up to halfway. Abby Fleming with a valuable carry. Wales temporarily down to 14 in defence. Oh, through the legs, this lovely stuff. Italy enjoying themselves out there. Muzzo tackled low. Wales just starting to look a little bit leggy in defence. They're being challenged, they're being stretched. And there's a push off the ball.
Is that a volleyball skill there we've seen from Stefan with the punch back? It worked.
Well, that's not a great kick. Well, Italy, they are the Olympic champions of women's volleyball.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'm sure we just seen a volleyball skill, Dave, and you would know more about that than me.
Oh, Wales in trouble here. Neumann watches that ball, just won't sit up for her. And Italy win the penalty. Neumann holding on. And 11 minutes into this second half. The Italians just starting to find a way.
It's a good attacking kick, isn't it? In behind, knows Joyce isn't covering that. It's a real good nudge, puts Neumann under pressure, but that all come from a Wales mistake, really, Dave. Cox, Italy missed touch. Cox has the ball on the edge and a loose kick to the middle of the field for Italy to counter-attack back. That's got to go off field there. They were in the 22. Relieve your pressure.
And now a change in midfield for Wales. Courtney Keat, the Bristol Bear, leaving the field. Hannah Black coming in. Added a try off the bench against Ireland. How will things change with her on the pitch compared to Courtney?
She's a direct player, isn't she, Dave? She's a physical player. She likes getting over the game line. We've seen her take her try exceptionally well last weekend. She come on. They're in the 22. She swung back round, spotted. There's potential space and overlap and just heads for the line. You get a good north and south from Hannah Black.
And an HIA for Kelsey Jones. That'll be the head clash that she had with Georgia Evans a few minutes ago. And Karis Phillips on at hooker. So a couple of changes in key positions for Wales in this 22, and they're going to be coming directly into defensive duty here as Vicini with an excellent line out, and Italy go to work to extend the lead. Looking for try number 2. First phase is defended. There are hands on that from Abby Fleming, who has done incredibly well. Abby Fleming has swum through.
Outstanding work there by Abby Fleming. Great Moldy. And an important time for this Welsh side.
Lakey George with the clearance. Does find touch, doesn't clear the 22. But we were talking about how difficult it is just to create that opportunity to win the scrum. But that strength there from Fleming, that opportunism as well.
Yeah, straight through the middle. She's ball focused, isn't she? Knows where the ball is. Determined. Gets on ball. Vital turnover. Relieve the pressure somewhat.
Well, this loose ball and this chaos is something that the Italians thrive in. Manini crashes forward. Now, Tunisi. Georgia Evans Told to leave it, just about gets her hands clear in time. Scorbini. She's been vibrant in this second half, hasn't she? Francesca Scorbini. Another pick. It's the captain. Now Stefan Tunesi arcing around Veronese. 53 minutes gone. Lovely ball. Granzotto for the corner. Gets it down. Brilliant finish under pressure from Francesca Granzotto.
It's a great pass there, Dave. Straight across the face of the Welsh defenders. And a great finish. I think she's in.
They're going to TMO this. But she's done so well there, under pressure. To get that down, Bluck was flying across, got a really good shot on it. But Francesca Granzotto, certainly the initial viewing, looks as though she's done enough.
It does, and it's a great ball. Here we see it.
Try.
Yeah. Pretty clear that, I think, Dave.
And the applause comes from around the ground because the crowd have seen it the same time as us.
I've got a decision for you. You can stick with your own foot.
And it's official. Italy get their second try. They extend the lead. 18 points to 12. And you have to admit, in the second half, they are good for it. They're playing some exquisite rugby.
They really, really are. They've come alive, Dave. They come alive in the first half. Their offloads are just phenomenal. They take the ball to the line, really test the defence.
Oh, what a kick. What a conversion. And that extends the lead to beyond a converted score. Italy 20, Wales 12.
They've got a clear game plan, haven't they, Italy? Kicks to compete, keep the ball alive. You see them go into the line and then free in their arms, but how the runners come off them on short lines, they know there's going to be players in blue in and around that. And it's working for them.
Certainly is. One thing they haven't got particularly right is the kick-off reception, but they've just about got away with that. And now it's up to Wales to find a way to come from behind. 8 points down. And for the first time today, more than a converted score behind. We're 10-5 down just before half-time when Quentin Pierce went over. And this is one part of the game where Italy have really thrived and Wales just have to be better.
Contact area, Dave. I thought Chad Joyce did really well there to gather that kick and get back over the gain line. But again, Italy are more urgent. They're there before Wales, and then Wales aren't getting them off the ball. It's been a lot of...
Italy have really thrived and Wales just have to be better.
Contact area, Dave. I thought Chad Joyce did really well there to gather that kick and get back over the gain line. But again, Italy are more urgent. They're there before Wales, and then Wales aren't getting them off the ball. It's been a lot of contact areas against Wales today.
Well, these are all areas where Wales have struggled. This is how the table stands if the game were to end now. Italy would finish in 4th place. They can't get ahead of Ireland, even if they get the try bonus, but they pip Scotland to 4th. And Wales with just the 1 bonus point from all of their games. Despite the green shoots and the positivity and the environment change, even though there's a lot of work to do, it hasn't reflected on the pitch yet. And I say yet because largely today it has been a lot better, but you just cannot compete with brilliant carries and brilliant offloads like that. Italy playing with a real identity and a real quality, and gaps starting to appear around the fringes. Another pick, another go. And Sofia Stefan, a short ball. Another try here for Italy. There'll be breathing space. It'll be a mountain to climb for Wales. Veronese earns a penalty advantage. Fleming and Bethan Lewis both offside. Georgia Evans still throwing herself in at tackles. Abby Fleming called off the ball. Tunisi. The Italian supporters find their voices once more. A crossfield kick to space. Granzotto is out there. It's great cover from Caris Cox, but Italy relentless in pursuit of this third try. Ostuni Minuzzi, the latest to go.
No, it's not out. Shot.
Oh, somehow still short. Huge credit to Wales for defending everything they can. There's a hand on that ball.
Please don't tackle me.
Sarah Cox just reminding Beatrice Veronese she is not fair game. Aim for the ones in the red, not white.
Oh, Italians applying a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure.
Georgia Evans having that wound tended to once more. She hasn't left a lot out there across this tournament, Georgia Evans, has she?
She's been brilliant. Probably Wales' best forward throughout the campaign. How many tackles and carries she's got through. She's made more tackles than any other player this Six Nations before today, with 76. Work rate, effort, body on the line.
Well, not only had she made more tackles than anyone else, she was Wales's top ball carrier as well. Well, she's leaving the field, replaced by Natalia John, back in the squad today. Approaching 50 caps, that's a lot of experience.
Come on.
So Italy with the tap and go. Sofia gets them going. It's another good forward carry. The pace, too much for Wales to handle. Turani celebrates. Italy pull away. We're not yet at the hour, and it's Italy 25, Wales 12.
Wales have got to get back into this game now. There's 23 minutes remaining and they can't allow Italy to score again after that one. It's been all Italy this second half. Wales have got to be more urgent when they've got the ball. But credit to the Italians, look how direct. And Turani, it's a great finish, isn't it? How does she get her arms free there to the line? It's really good. Upper body strength, power. There was 3 Wales defenders on her, but she still found a way.
Sylvie, 5 out of 5. She is having a magnificent day off the tee. 27 points to 12. Just a word on Sylvia Turani, because those who watch Premiership Women's Rugby will have seen her, particularly this season, for a resurgent Harlequins team who have brought in players like her and players like Alex Callender, who is one of Wales's leading lights. And when they bring that energy and that quality, they've lifted that team enormously. She's a very important player for any team she's in, Sylvia Turani.
100%, Dave. She's basically a modern-day Lucette, isn't she, in the way that she plays. It's not just about the scrum and the work that she gets to there. Around the park, she plays like a back rower. She carries well, she offloads well. She is everywhere. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see her on for a long period in this game. Normally, you see props go off 50, 60 minutes. She's still on the field, and I think she'll go for a bit longer for this Italian side this afternoon.
Well, it's not going to get any easier for Wales, because Italy have just brought on the yellow scrum cap, Beatrice Rigoni, the sail shark, who, given the opportunity, can light up a pitch.
Jouet.
Yeah, she's a bit of a maverick, but at 27-12, if things go her way, she can help a team just pull away. And thought that was going to go to her for her first touch then, but instead it's Silari who can release some speed out wide. Caris Cox very physical in defence, and Jones joins, but they can't drive Sale Sharks. Rigoni to the touchline. Quite an exciting time for that team as well, Sale Sharks. New coaches, new opportunities, and that ball's gone forward.
For me, Dave, that was better play by Wales, though. I know the ball's gone forward at the end. But what we've seen, a great little tip, I think it was Beth Ann Lewis to Gwenlly and Pearce. 1 or 2 metres over the gain line, which means Italy have got to regenerate back. Quite quick ball then from Wales. The space on the edge because the ball is fast. We see an out-the-back pass. And it's just the execution at the end.
3 stats for you there. Total passes similar. Total pass distance similar. Meters made. Yeah. Italy, 300 meters in the game.
Yeah. And that's the difference. Because Italy's defence has been very good. They apply pressure, they get off the line. But Wales have just been trying to ride those tackles instead of maybe shipping it to where there's a bit more space and getting over the gain line.
Let's not fight for the bind. Wait until the bind. I just set that. Give each other space. Wait for that bind. Call for the bind.
Wales are going to have to take something pretty soon from this match.
Jenny Scoble waiting to be brought on. Tight head prop. She'll replace Donna Rose.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well, that's gone down on this side, but the referee allowing them to play on. Rigoni. Ostuni Minuzzi kicks that over the top. Jazz Joyce chases back. 50-22 is on here. And that is just glorious, glorious, brilliant rugby from the Italians.
52.8 metre gain line from that kick. Minuzzi, outstanding kick. Vision. Wales' position is slightly off there. Jazz is up pretty high. That's a full-back. Great identification by Minuzzi and great execution of that kick.
Well, what you couldn't see at home was Sophia Stefan running at the touchline, celebrating that. She knows just how brilliant that phase play was from Italy. Into the final quarter. Italy searching for the bonus point try. Tunisi. Again, another aggressive carry. Veronese. Gwen Pearce after it again, but called off it by the referee. Italy banging down the door. Stefan. Tunisi. A little bit upright, and Wales can repel it. Back the other way. Ostuni Minuzzi, straight through the gap, straight over the line. They're too good, it's too easy. It's a bonus point in the bag, and it's 32-12 to the Italians.
Pains me to say it, Dave, but the floodgates have opened a little bit. We've looked at the territory, and possession stats now. It's all been Italy. Their forwards are getting through some work with some carries, and then look at this, they get the ball to the middle of the field. So forwards have got in between the sticks. It means Wales' defence are really tested there, because they've got to defend both sides of that breakdown. And it's a great finish. It's a hard place to defend from.
Silari tries to draw that one in. It's the first one that she's missed today. But I'm not sure how important it's going to be. It's a 3-score game now. It's 32-12. Well, that angle there just shows what a great finish it is, doesn't it? That little change of direction to try and stand the defenders up.
It's a very good finish. It's so hard to defend from there. Like for me, Wales were tight around the breakdown. They've got to go and get after the attack there.
I mean, there are 15 minutes to go, 16 minutes to go. A lot can happen in Test match rugby. But you have to admire Italy's approach to this Test match. Kicking the points in the first half, building the score, and then when Wales tire, just playing some beautiful rugby. I mean, that all came from that 50-22 that on any pitch in the world is a magnificent piece of play. And now Sofia Stefan is off. Rigoni finds the pass. Italy cutting loose. Silari helps it on. Tunisi a little bit wider. Giorgiano, the captain. And once again, Wales inside their own half defending. And Italy purring. So confident.
Yeah, you can feel the confidence oozing.
Space now for Muzzo. Auramuzzo.
Rigoni's pass then.
And Wales just backing off defensively too. It feels as though Italy have got even more time on the ball. Ranocchini has come on wearing number 20 into the back row. Ostuno Minuzzi. And here is Ranocchini. Oh, great tackle.
Turnover?
No. Optimistic.
Yeah.
Kick into space. 3 Italians give chase. It sits up perfectly. And it's knocked on by Tunisi. So, 66 minutes on the clock. And I know we're talking about positivity and building and pathways. And as I said, I don't want to start the post-mortem too early. But with Italy heading for 2 victories and giving France a really good game for a lot of it last time out, with Scotland beating Ireland, with England winning the Grand Slam but showing that they are perhaps a little bit fallible because France really gave them hell yesterday. Where does this leave Wales?
Started well, didn't they, Dave? But it's been story of the campaign, I hate to say it. Start well, score first. Happened against England, happened last week against Ireland. But then can't sustain that pressure. So for me, Italy's game management, their compete, their urgency to breakdowns has been better than Wales's today, and I think the score reflects that at the moment. Wales haven't managed to go through the phases since that opening 10 minutes.
Another exciting young prospect makes her way onto the field. That's Alia Bitonci. She'll come on at scrum half. Following this Six Nations, has to go back to school to finish her exams before she can even consider trying to earn a place in Italy's World Cup squad. It was very, very impressive in that under-20s festival.
Yeah, very, very good. Imagine having to go back to school after living on this high.
It's gone nowhere, it's just on the same mark.
And players in this position, like, imagine how much she'll have benefited being in this camp alongside Sofia Stefan, who's done so much in an Italian jersey, nearing 100 caps and still playing outstanding high-tempo rugby, really driving the pace of the team.
100%. It's all about that mentoring and learning as well, Dave. You know, drip feeding players in, exposure, and I know she's had quite a lot of exposure with regards to Test match rugby now already.
Crouch.
But what she can learn from Stefan is huge.
Right.
And a player of that talent has obviously proved she can cope at this level as well.
Listen, please. Listen, please. Hold our weight, okay? Both of you are pre-engaged at the moment. If it doesn't stop, I'll move to sanction. Please. Hold your weight. Hold your weight. Okay. Let's start building again.
Frustration creeping in, do you think, Dave?
I think it'd be difficult for it not to be. following the France game, where there were a lot of positives despite the scoreline. There was a lot of chat amongst the players. It's like, right, let's get really excited about these last two games. Those last two games being Ireland and Italy, and that 80-minute performance that Sean Lynn demanded still seems like it's 40 minutes away.
Yeah, unfortunately it is.
Well, scrum going well. Alex Callender, good foot control at the back to earn the penalty advantage. But again, Italy just full of adrenaline, winning all those 50-50s. Of course they are.
Yeah, they absolutely have. All day, they've won the contests, those 50-50s, like you mentioned, Dave, and that has been the difference. Those 50-50s allows Italy to get momentum, turning into pressure, whereas Wales haven't had that, apart from the first 10. Which means they're scrambling, looking for solutions, which aren't really there at the moment.
Changes for Wales then. Speaking of exciting prospects, Maisie Davis coming on, Sian Jones coming on, replacing Quentin Pearson. Kira Bevan, change at tight head for Italy as well. Gaia Maris coming on, 23 years of age, she's already got 36 caps, replacing Sara Say, who has been excellent for the Italians today.
Yeah, she has. Credit to the Italians. They've run Wales a bit ragged, especially the last 30 minutes. But what I found interesting then, Dave, is the way the Welsh subs come off and the way the Welsh subs went on. They know this game is done. You can see their disappointment in their faces. There wasn't the energetic transition. There's only 11 minutes left, and you can see this Wales team are deflated out there.
And a change out wide as well. Catherine Richards coming on. She's had a storied few years of rugby, hasn't she? She's been here, there, and everywhere, but an exciting player. Great to see her back playing 15s, and I'm sure she'll want to have a massive role in the future of this team.
Yeah, for me, Dave, she's an exciting prospect. She's got something about her. We're looking forward to seeing her on the field and see what opportunity she can create in this last 10 minutes.
Always bound. Don't pull them out.
Again, Wales have left this in, and this is where you roll the dice, but Sian Jones has managed to come away with it.
It just came from you first and then from them. You really had the interception.
But it was an Italy knock-on, so a little bit of luck for Wales. We've not spent a lot of time in this second half looking left, have we?
We haven't at all, really. We've been looking right all game. It's been all Italy. When Wales have got down to this position, Italy have got ball back pretty sharpish.
So a fourth place finish on the cards for Italy.
Keep that gap.
Given their performances against the top tier teams, they are very much a side who are moving in the right direction.
You are right, Dave, and impressively, Italy's defence and attack has been very good this afternoon. You know, you've got to credit good rugby where credit is due.
Yes, please, Wales!
And they have performed exceptionally well and probably had a bit of a rounded, full performance today of Italy.
Helped out to the edge, and Paris Cox. And Wales into the Italian 22, but not for long.
Right on the side.
Side entry, breakdown penalty. You know, they've just entered that kind of goal zone, that striking zone in Italy's 22. And then first phase, the ball goes back. Unfortunately, Wales haven't been able to build momentum, build pressure.
Still 8 minutes of this game to go. Well, it was 18 penalties against Ireland. It's 13 today. I think the frustration won't just be the penalties, it'll be the manner in which they've been conceded, the things that they've been conceded for. A lot of them come, of course, from the pressure of the opposition. A lot of that pressure coming from Sylvia Turani. Maisie Davis unlucky. It's a good shot on Gaia Maris. The first carry ends in a big bump. Rigoni.
Wait, Italy, wait, stop,
Another beautiful spiral, picture perfect.
Great take.
Catherine Richards takes that well and then surges into a gap, spins out of the first tackle, and she's brought down.
She did well then, Dave.
Flaky George having a check back the other way.
21, stop.
Space over the top.
50,
Where's this going to
22.
bounce? Oh, Flaky
50,
George.
22.
Magnificent nudge. And that'll be Wales ball.
Now they've got to get energetic and excited.
Italy.
It's not a 50-22.
It is a 50-22.
Yeah,
She kicked it from outside the 10 and it wasn't taken back in.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on. 100% a Wales ball. See Flaky George there, fired up.
Wales, in you come, please.
Gareth Phillips. Had a lot of scrums in this game, but when we do, she'll be going eyeball to eyeball with her Harlequins teammate Silvia Turani. That one's sacked by Italy. They'll know the danger of that Welsh driving more. Another side entry penalty from Wales in this half. That is just not good enough.
Just another opportunity, creating pressure. Driving maul, great sack by Italy. Got to credit that straight away as soon as the maul hits, the player hits the feet. It's a good sack. Well, it's this next phase, is it? I couldn't see it there from that image where the side entry was.
Front row changes for Italy. Desiree Spinelli comes on. Another under-20s player, and Emanuela Stecca, the Vilorba Luced, replacing Silvia Turani and Vittoria Vicini. And listen to the ovation that these two are getting as they leave the field.
That's a shift, isn't it, Dave, by your front row players. 74 minutes on the clock, and I mentioned earlier, Turani, I'd be surprised to see how long she goes for. It's interesting, though. The game is almost won, and they've left them on that long. You know, World Cup rugby, I don't know if that's sustainable for front row players, Dave.
Kicking behind, Granzotto giving chase and looking quick, but Flaky George is back there and scrambles the ball clear. Final 5 minutes. Well, again, perhaps it's not sustainable in the World Cup, but they've played well today. They've been rewarded with the minutes, and I'd imagine they'll get a well-deserved rest after this.
Yeah, it'll be into off-season now for most teams. The end of this campaign may be being off, and then back into a big World Cup prep for all nations, battling it out in preparation for probably the biggest World Cup we've ever seen.
Natalia John flying out of the line. Thinks she's gone a bit high there. It's a penalty advantage to the Italians. That ball's gone forward. And again, John, one of the experienced players, I think just looking to finish strong and leave an impact and an impression on the game.
Yeah, she was always high, wasn't she? She has had a good impact with her collisions, though. She was high there.
And Rigoni puts Italy into the 22, and I think we're going to have a look at this with the TMO, Andrew McMenemy. This looks like trouble.
Yep.
For Natalia John. She's always upright. There's head-on-head contact. Not sure what the mitigation is. Spinelli doesn't really dip into it.
I think it is trouble, Dave. Flies out of the line, doesn't really control her feet in that collision, stays upright.
Okay, stand by, I'll get you on screen.
Okay, so there is a contact. He's foul play.
So Natalia John will be sent to the sin bin. Wales will end the game with 14. It'll be an off-field review as to whether it's a yellow card or a red card, which is not a huge amount of difference that'll make, if maybe for a suspension.
Yeah, the impact will be, won't it, Dave, on the World Cup prep if it comes back as it is a red card. Hearing, what does that mean? What's going on?
Okay, you're happy? Yeah. That's what we were trying to look at. That's okay, no worries.
Oh, Kate Williams.
You're happy to take this, yeah?
I'm not sure if she's disappointed or relieved there, because she might have had 85, 90 metres to run that in, but instead...
to there, Dave.
Well, she got the opening try. In fact, from a very similar position to the one Italy find themselves in here. They've already got a big bonus point victory in the bag. Can they rub more salt in the Welsh wounds? Alia Bitonci peels off the side.
Don't touch it.
Gaia Maris.
No, leave it.
It's a little slower for Italy, but it is just as punishing. Big latches, big carries, gain line every time. Can see Rigoni waiting menacingly to the left. But it is the heavy artillery that are doing all the damage here for the home team. Now the width. Rigoni throws the dummy, wrestles towards the line. She stops short. Now the width. The ball over the top is gathered by Muzzo. Muzzo, not quite enough strength to go. But then Granzotto poaches over from short range.
Very clear ground in. Again, we just want to check. Not in touch, yeah? Okay,
Here's that a second score, an opportunist score. The first one went to the TMO, the second one's going to the TMO.
Okay, on-field try, check and touch. Okay, stop.
Doesn't look a huge amount wrong with this. Wasn't much space for her to work with. Oh, she's done very, very well there. Two excellent finishes under pressure.
Superb finish. The strength, upper body strength there. Keep her feet in field. It's a great finish and good vision, Dave, must say. The back of the breakdown to spot that gap. You know, that's a good ball there. Stretching Wales all the way to the edge. See George just commits to that rep. No one on the blind side. Granzotto then getting over, because George tries to slow down that ball, Neumann's on the floor. There's no one covering that metre, half a metre space on that edge. But it's great vision by Granzotto to see that and to stay in field and finish that off.
Another fabulous strike, but that one isn't going to trouble the scorers. And we are now looking at a record defeat. Italy 37, Wales 12.
It's a good outcome for Wales, that is. You won't want Natalia John missing any of that prep come Rugby World Cup.
Well, that ball bounces. It is picked up. There's something about this ground that brings out big score lines. Last time it was 36-10 in favour of Wales. This time it's 37-12 in favour of Italy. And Locatelli marches forwards, and Italy 140. They pick up a penalty, they just might get it. Rigoni taps and goes and brings Tunisia into the game. Lovely offload to Fangaya Maris. And Wales have turned it over. Another breakdown penalty. Italy have been relentless. And Wales scoreless in the second half. Italy 27 unanswered points since half-time. Their previous biggest victory was in Padua back in 2015. That was 22 points to 5. This has been a completely different story. And the final act of the 2025 Guinness Women's Six Nations will be Italy in the 22, attacking the Wales try line, looking for 40 points. Giordana Duca awarded the player of the match. It could have been any one of that pack, really, couldn't it, Shu? And there have been some very, very complete performances from the Italians today.
Yeah, there's been lots of players, hasn't there, that have been put their names forward. But look at those statistics. Those big statistics from the Italian second row. Duca, many impacts in the game. But some of the backs as well have been exceptional this afternoon. I thought Stefan, when she was on, controlled the game really well for Italy. When she kicked, when she played, when she sniped, when she brought players in. It's been a rounded performance by Italy today, and they'll be pleased with their performance, and this will be a big momentum for this dangerous Italian side, I must say. Been impressive this campaign.
Oh, Scoble's offside. It's another penalty advantage for Italy.
Penalty stats won't be in favour of Wales this afternoon, Dave.
Well, once again, proving the point that you can't win an international test match when you concede 18 penalties.
No. 100% not. And I think also on the penalties it's flipped. Like referees ref games differently. You've got to concede less penalties than your opposition almost to be in with a shot. And today it's been definitely heavy on the Wales side.
Final play. Italy thriving. Spinelli on the ball, looking to bully their way over the line. Instead, out the back they come. It's a beautiful inside ball. Wales cannot lay a glove on Auramuzzo. Italy over 40. The first time in this rivalry that a team has hit the 42-point mark. Wales haven't thrown a punch in the second half. Italy have thrown many and landed many. And the sun might be shining here in Parma, but it is a dark, dark day for Welsh women's rugby.
It's tough, Dave. First half, the way Wales started, you didn't expect this, but what a set play there. Uzzo deserved that try. It was really good scrum move, pre-planned by that Italian side. But you're spot on, it's a dark day for Welsh rugby. 5 consecutive losses in this Six Nation campaign. Not the place this squad want to be. Not the place they want to grow to. It's a tough day and lots of work to do ahead of Rugby World Cup.
Well, there was so much hope just as the half-time whistle went. Wales were in the lead. We knew that this rivalry was traditionally close, but there was nothing close about that second half. Italy, pure class. Beating Wales in every aspect of the game. The pace, the physicality, and at the end of a long tournament, the body language says everything. Wales with so much rebuilding to do, and not long to do it. Italy heading in the right direction. It is a record win against the Welsh, and it finishes Italy 44, Wales 12.
Well, Wales had a 2-point lead at half.